as our lovely 8-8 peak of the Lionsgate portal makes its way to us, we're going to be having some new pieces of content. One of them is focused on the lovely Enlightenment Soul Age group community, relationships built from a space of secure attachment, so the solo, poly secure community, and anyone who is also obviously monogamous, welcome, but it's all about functional adults and pure consciousness 5D. It's about unconditionally loving who you are, your own safe haven with your flaws and imperfections, as well as others, and being secure bases. So also knowing how to tend to your dreams, your values, your desires, and with others. So it's talking about grown-up relationships. And let me read to you a couple of things. That way you can get a pretty clear idea. One, it's Purusha Prakriti, for anybody who knows. That's where we are in alignment with our mental, energetic, physical body, hold values, and also heart body. And it's very easy because, again, that's the integrated minds or integration of the brain. So all hands are on deck, left, right brain. You're communicating to your own left brain and right brain effectively. That means you don't have unresolved trauma that comes up and takes over with safety behaviors / maladaptive responses as an adult, because in your relationships, this is where the adaptive child is not actually bringing to the table an adult relationship. They should know of Terry Real. He talks about mindful relationships, relational mindfulness, and all these psychoeducators actually talk about how this is very important because we're not each other's parents. In fact, that's the part. Enlightenment Soul Age group people, pure consciousness, and we are not looking to be your parent. We don't want a parent. Solo poly, this is one of the reasons. And poly secure, because we don't need to attach, because that's only if you're longing still for that type of attachment, and that's natural and normal because we all have attachment system in our brain. This is that part. I think it's in the right side. And so that limbic system, when you are, again, a person who's at ease with yourself, this is self-empowerment, self-empowered, enlightened, 5DC. This is for 5DC community. So you know how to put the inner growth mindset into practice. You're always equanimous. It means neutrality. So you don't do the charges. When you are in a like or dislike, that's the charges. And you're like, let me get to my dharma, my wise self. So, okay, if you are a person who does not seek to engage in your relationships because of being couple-centric, that's where we're not couple-centric. You don't need to be a couple. We don't need these words. In fact, the words are quite diminishing, especially for my 5D mystics. This is where I am a mystic. I have the knowledge of my oversoul. I even know my future stuff is really awesome. My past stuff, future stuff, and I'm talking about lives. But we also know it's in our mind's eye, so it's okay. We stay grounded. Any functional adults who are not mystics, you can still join if you want. It's beautiful. So the optimized brain, a neuroscience guy that I have seen on Well or Big Thing, talks about how shaman, deities, all these people and these different cultures, when you look at it from the machines with neuroscience, they have shown again and again and again what attributes are part of these experiences of flow, which we also dealing with the unknown, unwanted uncertainty by going within the inner growth mindset courses and going with the flow, which means life is a playground, not a training ground, and all your loved ones, you add more. So we know how to handle the insecure attachment style people. And that means handle like grown-ups. So we are not their therapist at all. No. And we're not their parent. And that's why we learn the right to silence, even without Buddhist psychologists telling us so, but I learned about it. And I applied it ever since I was a kid. I've actually learned how to do it more and more and more. Because when those adoptive children call you mean or rude, or there's a lot of different words people will use when they're emotionally bummed out, and they don't know that you're not their parent, that you are not going to filter your words correctly because the grammar police is out there, or the word police, you can't assume. You don't also change who you are because other people can't just know you don't have the ability to speak the way they want you to. So some like to say it's, gymnastics. I think there's an expression, but sometimes it's not about gymnastics, it's that people actually use words to assume and blame you for wanting something which is their not well-being by having chosen simply to share a piece of information. Lo and behold, the adaptive child, they're projecting their own victim and or abuser. So I was not tended to and reassured and comforted as an infant. The inner childhood is very real. adaptive child is transferring. I'm not a therapist of a person. I'm not anyone, a parent. Again, if I use a word and you're offended by it, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to, feel shame. No, I'm sorry. I will learn not to use that word, and then can we stay friends or not? Which one is it? Are we good? I didn't mean to be mean. As grown-ups, you think you don't have to work with these things. Believe me, you do. So that's why we're creating a community, so we don't have to actually have these types of conversations. And maybe one day we'll all get together and have fun. So let's build the Enlightenment community, shall we? Because I know it's very much like, oh my gosh, wow. How many words can I not speak at this point in my journey of human life every day? So we do not seek couple-centric, because really, I mean, before you can even meet a human being, by the way, I am a she, her pronouns, and heterosexual. I'm not sure about the ways that we talk about this, but this is where it's very sad for me as a person to say that I've met throughout the years of my life a lot of people that really could benefit from some good somatic, sensory motor, and trauma experts, because the fact that you can't have a relationship with the big S because your body has unresolved trauma, it's really sad. Because then that means you don't even know how to open up your heart to people. And we know that, mystics that are 5D. That's why we don't do the whole, there's people, they call their loved ones evil because they don't have the ability to be in a body, a heart, and a mind that has a secure attachment. They're actually reacting with their knee-jerk adaptive child that's running away from relationships. So, the 4D that see things, they don't see clearly. They're, in fact, in Maya land, not Purusha or Prakriti, and they do yoga. Well, they do a lot of it too. And they keep saying, no, I won't be with you in this lifetime because you are apparently choosing the other side. And there's not a side. There's what's called getting a good therapist to help you to get in a good relationship with an adult if you need it that much. Some people actually don't know how to be compassionate. That's the other part. So secure base people and safe haven people, which is the 5DC, the mystics, 5D, Enlightenment, soul age group, the adults, will compassionately speak our truths. Now, sometimes we'll directly speak our truth, especially if there's a life type idea potential, because we have to, again, baby you, then we're not adults, are we, together? So if we have to baby emotions. Okay, so we don't seek, a solo poly does not seek to engage in couple-centric relationships, financially or domestically entwined. We don't need something like that, because also that's not what creates a relationship. In fact, secure attachment, because you are a person who has secure attachment within your own self, so you're able to mentally, emotionally, and physically handle stuff. We don't do human suffering, by the way, the 5D people of the Enlightenment soul age group, and that move into it and or are in it consistently again and again and again. We do know of people, they tell us all about how it is, so we understand and respectfully listen to them. We secure our attached relationships by simply secure connections, so we are consistently in each other's lives. And we do not expect people, though, to be responsive or available emotionally or mentally engaged. Basically, you do you, we do you. No, we do us and you do you. So the emotional attachment is unnecessary. Also, relationship anarchy is a preference because, again, these titles, what are they? Non-hierarchical for sure. Now, some people, they're gray A or AKA grace, right, on the asexual scale. Others, instead, they are polygamous, and so the polyamory with polygamy or open relationships, it all depends. We talk about a lot of different aspects and how beautiful it is to be able and speak from the heart with the mouth of ours and to actually decide without getting into any type of adaptive children, envy, jealousy, spite. We don't have these things. We don't do revenge. We don't use words when we feel that someone has not shared something. We're able to say, hey, that thing, and again, compassion is what we lead with. If we must use words that are firm, it'll only be because we must. And that's really very few times. So 5D, usually compassion, the Zen masters of our Zen tradition story, remember. And that is why we tap into the infinite higher human consciousness potential experience. So tune on in to the episodes if you're part of our group. And I look forward to seeing you and have a wonderful day. Tomorrow's 8/8, so I have some lovely special guidance for you. Stay tuned. And in the meantime, thanks for stopping by.